welcome to my craft channel, and I hope hello again. Today I'll be finishing the Christmas Café from Decotime that I bought at Action. In the last episode I was painting and varnishing it. Now it's time for the final assembling. I'm starting with the lights. Here is the base to which I'm mounting the back wall, on which the lights will be. Here I have basic micro LEDs on a wire in a warm shade of white, and there are 20 of them. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to mount the battery box to the wall to mark or to cut the hole for the switch. I could have done this step before painting and it would have been even more aesthetically pleasing, but oh well. I marked the rectangle I'm going to cut out with a pencil. This time I am smarter. I know that the cutout has to be a bit bigger than in the Cakery, so that I can easily turn the switch with my finger or nail. In the Cakery I usually need some kind of a tool to get to the switch, because the hole is too small and narrow. I cut out a hole with a knife. I glue the battery box to the wall with hot glue. I make sure that the hole is in the right place for the switch and the height from the bottom of the wall is correct so that it doesn't collide with the base of the building. Now I attach double-sided tape to the back of the front wall. It will hold the star foil. Before I install the foil, I glue all the elements that decorate the front of the building. I start with the pediment. Next, after the front, I decided to glue the side strips. And although I really tried to glue them firmly to the very edge, of course, I glued the first strip wrong. Partially because it wasn't very straight, and partially because I didn't look carefully before pressing this element, and super glue is not forgiving in this case. The camera shows my mistake well. Now, the lower frame won't fit between the two strips. You'll say, what a goof you are. You should have glued one strip, then the frame, and then the second one. Well, after the fact, I can be so smart too. And don't you think I didn't consider different configurations of gluing these elements? Because before I started gluing, I considered these issues. And I don't know why I chose this particular path. As I said, super glue does not forgive mistakes in this case. I cannot remove the strip without the damages. But there are no hopeless situations. I'll trim the excess material a little. It won't be visible in the final effect anyway. After some tweaking, I finally paste the bottom frame. the next puzzle. How to glue the window frames to the cornices adjacent to them so that everything is even. Some clever instructions to prevent mistakes would really come in handy. It only takes one element to move slightly and it will be a tragedy. In addition, of course, the lower cornice does not want to match the whole because of the shifting of the side strip. And again, curving. How do I paste it so as not to break something again? Okay, I had an idea. I just put glue on it with a toothpick. That way there is a chance that everything will be even. I've made it. It's time for a sign. It's easy, just make it even. The garlands are a piece of cake. I changed their arrangement to match the rest of the houses. Now the stars, just like the garlands. Just place them as evenly as possible. This little Christmas tree is not from this set. I think it comes from a Cakery or the last house. I'm not sure at the moment. In any case, there was a Christmas tree in every house but the Café. The Café only had garlands. So I decided to move it from another set, which already had one tree, so that there would be one in the Café. I was thinking about where I should put it, and I think this idea was the best, and it nicely completed the decoration of the front. Okay, back to the interior and the foil. And despite my efforts, what happened here? It turns out that the designers didn't get that the foil is too narrow. No matter how you lay it, a piece of the lower window was always exposed. In addition, I didn't take into account that the doors also have glass up to the threshold, and I placed the foil too high. It was quite a costly mistake, mainly in terms of time, but also figuring out how to fix it. This tape looks inconspicuous, but it is very resistant and difficult to peel off, especially from surfaces such as foil. I was afraid to destroy the foil because it would ruin the main effect. Somehow it worked out, but you think it was okay this time? No way. I glued it wrong again, but I didn't intend to rip it off second time. What a goof I am. Off camera, I cut off the foil from the top, exposing the holes for the roof, and glued patches from these cut pieces to the window and door. Time for the interior elements. After gluing the table with a couple, it turned out that the whole thing was sticking out too much because the foil was not glued in that place. And if you think I haven't made any mistakes at this stage, well, you were wrong. Although I glued a couple by the table, okay, I attached the lamp with the black side facing the inside of the house. So back to front. But I will spare you from watching this failure. But later, the chair came out on the line where the side wall will be, so the whole thing needs to be corrected. Okay, time for the sides. Luckily, there are only frames on the windows here. Back to the lights. It's time for the worst stage, arranging them so that the stars in the windows will look nice later. That is, fixing, checking and bending the wire to obtain the most interesting effect after assembly. To achieve this, the lights must be at the right distance from the foil, and it is good if they are at different distances. Then you can see stars of different sizes and obtain a three-dimensional effect. Additionally, you have to watch out for windows, because installing the light behind the wall will not give any effect, apart from the light itself. To install the roof. Everything's fine, but I think I forgot something when it comes to the sidewalls. There's no blend in the windows. I make it with a tracing paper. And finally, I can put the café together. time for a presentation. This is my grand café. Both Finnish houses. Which one you like the most? Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing to my channel so you don't miss another video about the last of these houses. Bye!